Cryptopapa.
Good days and happy Monday to everybody out there. Welcome back to Cryptopapa, where crypto is hard, but Papa makes it easy. My name is Conan. Once again, thank you very much for clicking in for another video. This is where we share some of the signals behind the scene because we got a wonderful team that analyze and read the chart and brings the best signal for you every single day. So this is not a financial advice, so please do your own due diligence and of course your risks management. So I'd like to ask every one of you to help us to give a like, share and subscribe to the channel for more content to support the community so that more people can see our amazing crypto signals that we are going to give to you every single day. Because we are not using any AI, we got a legit team behind the scene that finds all the good opportunity on the market for you. So before we jump into the market, I would like to open up some of the crypto signals on that we mentioned on the last video. The first one will be the AVAX. You see, on our last video, when we first spoken about this crypto, the price candle are still laying on the entries level over here. Just a few days later, bam, you see, all the way it exceeded the TP, our last TP, all the way to here, staying floating on our last TP. 10.50% of significant increase. This is a massive gain. So if you are earning from this crypto signal, please give a comment below and I congrats to you because we are one step away from financial freedom. So look at that. This is crazy, 10.5%. A very nice approach for everybody that are first joined into the trading market if you had buy into AVAX on our last video. So we got another one, is the Alpine. You see, Alpine, this is a crazy skyrocketed all the way to 1.137. So on our previous video, I had mentioned to you, this is a crazy strong accumulation setup where you see the first spring going down, the second one going down over here. This is where the institutional wanted to liquidate more long position where they grab all the liquidity over here or to create a fake direction for people to think that it's a short. It rebounds quickly to this area. This is where we call the PSY. So when you see the third contraction has been coming on, and it start to do a sideway, this is a rising wages where it start to bouncing ups and down. This is where we need to put extra cautious to this because once it got shoot up, it will go very powerful all the way to the upside. So this is a crazy 17.82%. If you are investing $100 into this position, you got a profit of 17.82 USDT. This is a very great profit making using the signal given. If you are leveraging of maybe a 3 to 5x, you get more than that. So for the current Alpine, there are still more chance, but we just stop over here because there are so many opportunities on the market daily. So no worries, because for the current Alpine, it will stay here for maybe a sideway, maybe a longer before it initiate another skyrocket to the upside. So the first we need to look into the market always is the BTC. So this is where we call the POC, the point of control, where lots of volumes are placing the bet on this line. This is where many trading volume are putting their money on here. So for the current Bitcoin, this is a descending wedge where it just broken off, yesterday, a few days ago. So it's currently doing a retesting over this crucial resistance line, and because this is a zone where it's a crucial matter for BTC. If the BTC are staying firmly on top of this line, we will see it will start to, once again, challenging to the upside again. So once you got the entries over here and a nice perfect retest, that's where you can enter the position. So for the TP, we got all the way up to 122.7 thousand. This is the highest possible that for the current candlestick, it might go up to this level. And hopefully, because BTC is very crucial for all the altcoins, because the next one we need to monitor closely is the BTC dominance. For the current dominance, this is going down. I think it should go down to here to trying to break down this 60.4%. We stay tuned for this one. So the first signal that I would like to give you is the DMC. So the DMC USDT, this is the lowest possible support zone level because before this one we got another, just here, This is the lowest possible for this crypto. I guess it will not be going further downward. It should be changing from the current descending trend through the ascending trend. So that's why I put the entries over here, because this is where we call this a change of character. This is where a new trend, once the candlestick has been broken off from this area, we can confirm that this is an uptrend, and this might be a game zone for us to place our position in. But if you want to give it a try, you can wait for the contraction to shrink even smaller, and once it got broken off, this wait for confirmations horizontal line of the 0.004526. This is where do a small test. Maybe you can place a small amount of the position over here just to test, because the market tend to shift very fast. This is something that I would like to remind on every video, because the market move very fast. If the candles are dropping all the way down below the support zone, we really need to, we need to wait. That's why I told everybody, you don't place any position until you got the confirmed breakout and retest to secure your profit, because we need to prioritize your own capital over the profit. That's why we have the risk to reward ratio, because you need to calculate. This is not a casino. You need to really understand how is the game works, how is the trading system work, because we have a legit behind the scene. We got a team behind that has been legitly, searching many cryptos coins just for you every single day. Of course, we got a VIP team behind. We got a Chinese VIP team, and we are considering to open up an English channel just for the English speaking signals team. And of course, we want them to learn just like us every single day, not just receiving all the daily signals, because this is not going to help you to grow. And of course, there are so many signals provided out there, and I can guarantee most of the channels that has been given to you, they are mostly using some of the algorithm formula. They use AI to calculate, because they use those those systems. Once the candlestick has touched any horizontal line that triggers the system, it will quickly generate a signals provided to you. This is not very helpful at some point, so still you need to learn how to read the chart. This is the most important, because indicator just it only helps you to understand. It only helps you to brings on your confidence in doing trading. But to see how is the market doing, you need to learn, and we got a team behind that can teach you how to read the market, how to read the chart. So this is the DMC. So I draw so many TPs over here. You can catch it one by one. So we wait for the candle to approach. This is a very nice downfall situation, you see. So we wait for the candle to break off this triangle setup and do a very nice retest before we see a bouncing to the upside. So keep an eye on this one. So moving on to the next, the shell. See, the shell has already broken off the entry. You can still enter the position if you want. The shell, okay, let's look at the MACD. This is a bullish signal, and of course the RSI are still halfway, still a lot to get to reach, because once the RSI has reached the optimum level of the maybe a 80 to a 90, or sometimes it even goes up to 100. So there are still a lot of gap for shell to climb out. So this is 1 hour timely chart. We can see, we can change to 4 hours. You see, 4 hours is still have a lot of significance. Volume to goes up. Same goes to the MACD. You see, MACD just about to turn from the red to the green candle. So for the shell, you need to really monitor for this one, because it's going to, who knows, it's going to skyrocket just like on the previous coin that we analyzed for you. Okay, so these are all the TPs over here. So we catch it partially. So we don't be greedy, we be humble, and we wait each of the candle to start to climb out one by one. And please don't forget to move your SL to the entry. Once you got the profit start to coming in, you need to slowly move out the SL, because we don't know how is the institutional doing, because they might dump the coin at any time given. So we need to protect our capital. Our capital is what matter the most. So moving on to the next one, GPAs. Okay, GPAs still got some time. Now it's doing a sideways. So for those sideways, you see this is a very strong indicating signal that has been given us to see, because the longer the sideways been doing, the more powerful it is once it got broken off to this entries level. So this is a change of character. It means that from the descending trend, once it got broken off, of this line, because this is supposed to be a lot of resistance and support on the previous candle. This is where the hardest wall needs to break before we could see the strong bullish momentum will start to kick in and to skyrocket all the way to the upside. So this is how we see for the market. So before we end the video, let's have a quick look at the Binance BTC versus USDT liquidation heat map. This is a 24-hour time frame where the current chart, we predict for the next movement, the next possible movement, that the chart might be diving to the downside first to swallow up the 118,000 high volumes level over here, and subsequently going down to the 117,000 area before we see a nice rebound all the way to the upside of this 120,000. But in this case, if we are referring to the BTC actuals market chart, we can see for the current candlestick are struggling on this particular line. This is a retesting, a very important zone. I mean, it got rejected because just now it got rejected from the entries level. So now it is still struggling on here. If let's say if it's going down, we can presume that for the next movement, it might be going back to this area, and once again it will travel before we see another upside momentum start to kick in again. Otherwise, we can predict for the current accumulation setup, it will bring us to the upside. So we see how is the chart doing, and let's see how is the next movement, because this is very crucial for now. And hopefully it will stay outside this structure, because it's already been rejected for more than 2 times, and we are hoping for the 3rd time. And when that time comes, it will be an actual breaking of the current entries level, because this is a very strong support and resistance area. See, there are so many points touching this line, so it needs more volume in order to break the walls. So that's all for today. I hope you like this video, because we put a lot of time in analyzing the market just for you. We bring in some of the valid and also some of the best signal that we wanted to share it with you for free, and I hope that you can profit from all these position. And of course, please bring your SL together each and every time when you open up a position, because you need to leverage well your profit versus your capital, because you need to control your risk management, because this is what we need to do every single day. Because people tend to forget when they got a profit, they forgot to move their SL, they forgot to setting up their stop loss. This is very important. I need to mention twice now, because you need to move out every single time when you got a profit. It doesn't matter if the candle start to pull back and touch your SL, you got exceeded from the position. It's okay, because you just protected your own capital, rather than the candle going back to this area, or even breaking out the SL, going to the downfall, and that's where you liquidated your position. And we don't rely on this kind of habit. We need to have a proper SOP in our daily trading. So I hope you like this video. Please help us to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support the community. I hope you get rich, and I will see you on the next video.
Where crypto is hard, but Papa makes it easy.